Hello everyone, welcomes to my GH Soap Gossip Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Carly and Attracted choose to run red together, and Dante intends to take Esme in to be interrogated. At Blood Red, Drew presents Carly, Dark Red's new supervisor and boss, to Nina. Nina gives him a sluggish applaud and says, "Nicely done." Drew orders Nina out, yet Carly needs to know how Nina found out about the insider exchanging before she guesses. Nina uncovers Olivia's voice conveys, particularly while examining privileged insights. Nina says now that they've lowered her, would they say they are at long last even? She says she's lost her significant other, her girl and presently her work, for accomplishing something totally lawful. Before she leaves, Nina tells Carly they share two things. Practically speaking, they'd do anything for their family, and the two of them know how to dole out a retribution. Drew orders Nina out before he tosses her out. Nina lets them know the tomfoolery is finished, as now they need to run a magazine. She says best of luck and leaves. Drew can see something is the matter with Carly by the appearance all over. Carly says this success won't be worth the effort if Ruby tanks, and he must find somebody more experienced to dominate. Drew asks Carly for what good reason wouldn't she be able to adore it and maintain that she'd do it for eternity. Carly says that wasn't the arrangement, she was simply expected to fill the seat present moment. Drew says they can cooperate to make this magazine their own. Carly takes note of she's structure a day-to-day existence at Bobby's as well. She needs to clutch that now like never before. Attracted doesn't maintain that she should forfeit that, however working here could be enchanted. Carly doesn't have any idea, and consider the possibility that in time something needs to give. Drew says assuming she needs to leave, he'll uphold her, however he thinks she'd be astounding running red. According to Carly, we would be astounding, we should make it happen, how about we be accomplices actually and expertly? They kiss. Nina goes into the bathroom at the Metro Court and runs into Olivia. Nina says it's been some time since they've seen one another, since everybody figured out she was the SEC rodent and her better half wasn't. Nina advises Olivia to allow her to have it, as this day can't deteriorate. Olivia would rather not heap on somebody previously having a terrible day, and asks her what occurred. Nina educates her concerning her terminating and Carly's employing at Dark Red. Olivia realizes that needs to hurt. Nina doesn't get her, for what reason didn't she express anything about knowing reality when she learned it? Olivia did it to maintain order, it would have quite recently harmed more individuals, and she persuaded Ned to keep calm as well. Olivia jokes, "Don't feel you need to say thanks to me." Olivia isn't good with the things Nina did, yet she actually accepts that harmony is conceivable. She's enduring a great deal of misfortunes, yet they don't need to be super durable, and the best thing for her to do is continue on nimbly. Nina tells her that she's most likely right. Olivia weighs out, and Nina thoroughly searches in the mirror and says, in the event that Carly and Drew need a conflict, they have one. In the trickiness office, Lucy calls Scott for a report on their activity. Scott says he's gathering Tracy toward the beginning of today at the Metro Court to come clean with her. Lucy attempts to pass on to prevent him from doing anything insane, however is blocked by Martin. Martin has the entire day passes to the Metro Court spa, which she requests to hold off for while on. Martin was expecting to invest energy with her, however she says she has such countless gatherings, and she was about to eat something at the Metro Court. Martin demands accompanying her there. At the Metro Court bar, Tracy asks Scott everything he needs to say to her. Scott realizes she thinks he is shallow, yet he trusts in equity, and that is the reason they are here today. He says Lucy has it in for her, and he figured she ought to be aware. Scott says he didn't simply request that her hear caution her about Lucy, he needed to mind her, and to be her companion. He figures they ought to rehash this, and Tracy says, "I'm not saying no." Scott arranges a container of the best champagne. Lucy and Martin snatch a table, and Lucy keeps an eye on Tracy and Scott across the way. Martin says it's been an amazing year, and he would rather not risk losing her once more. Lucy concurs and needs to zero in on what's in store. Martin concedes they've felt off of late, and he started to contemplate whether her sentiments changed. She asks why she would feel that. He concedes he let somebody get into his head. He recollects Tracy's admonition about Scott and Lucy and discovers Lucy gazing at Scott and Tracy. Martin says he's unexpectedly lost his craving. Lucy apologizes for being diverted, yet Tracy has made her life damnation of late, so she needs to watch out for her. Martin requests to understand what in the world is happening among her and Scott. Stream Lynn, Gregory and Pursue meet to examine the wedding, and Gregory's part in it. Gregory is eager to assist in any capacity he can. Pursue requests that his dad administer their service. Gregory says it would be an honor, and he's regarded by their solicitation, however he needs to decline. He says he may not be at his best by then, at that point. This isn't just about his versatility issues, yet this infection can likewise influence his capacity to talk. He would rather not risk not having the option to be perceived. Pursue says it doesn't make any difference how well he can say the words, simply that he says them. Stream Lynn tells Gregory their day won't be amazing except if he weds them. Gregory at long last consents to direct yet needs a reinforcement for good measure. At the clinic, Spencer lets Laura know that he must go plan for his excursion to Paris. She lets him know that he will remain here and tell the PCPD all that he is familiar with experts capturing. Dante shows up and asks where expert is and who has him. Spencer expresses he's with his dad who he let take expert. Spencer says the police aren't required, and his sibling wasn't grabbed. Dante says he is correct, and in New York the two guardians have care. Notwithstanding, there is a case to be made that Nicholas can't take pro without Esme knowing. At the point when Dante uncovers Esme hasn't documented anything with the PCPD, Spencer says it's verification that her memory is back, and she can't take a chance with it. He thinks Esme should be captured, not his dad. Dante says his hunch regarding Esme isn't sufficient to capture her, and perhaps he ought to be capturing Spencer all things considered. Spencer sneers, and accuse me of what? Dante says Nicholas is an outlaw, and he didn't report seeing him, that is supporting and abetting. Spencer expresses he of all ought to understand what it's prefer to have a confounded dad, one who shot him once. Laura reproves him, and Spencer says he's simply attempting to demonstrate the lengths you go to for family. Dante won't capture him however will put an APB out on Nicholas. He likewise needs to get Esme and get her assertion on all of this. Dante inquires as to whether they know where Esme is, yet they don't. Dante tells Spencer assuming he sees his dad again to call the police. Dante strolls off, and Spencer realizes Laura resents him. Laura lets him know that assuming he's right, and Esme has her memory back, they can't misjudge her. Esme visits Heather in Pentonville and cries to her that Nicholas took pro. Heather exhausts, and gets some information about this. Esme says she hasn't conversed with Laura yet, and she went to Cyrus for help. In any case, he offered no assistance, which is the reason she is here. She is trusting Heather has a thought of what she ought to do. Heather advises her to run. Esme won't leave without expert, however Heather says individuals will sort out something is up when she can't create pro. They'll sort out she has her memory back, drag her to court, and send her to jail. Esme cries, "Am I expected to leave expert as you did me?" Heather says she did what she did as it was the most ideal choice for Esme at that point. Heather says Nicholas won't hurt expert, and she ought to run, and when she breaks out, she'll assist Esme with finding Ace. Heather says right now they don't possess the ability to find Nicholas, so she really wants to stow away. Esme says and watch Trina and Spencer head out in the dusk together. Heather inquires as to whether she's talking as a mother or an envious ex. Esme demands this isn't about desire, she believes that them all should pay, Nicholas, Spencer, Trina and Ava. Heather says she will assist her make that with occurring. Esme asks what she can do in jail. Heather guarantees her to pass on everything to her. She guarantees her that they will view as pro, however she can't go off all alone and attempt to do this without anyone else's help.